Hello Doomers, welcome back to Sepia. We're on map 24. And this is post commentary, and the rest of this WOD pack is going to be post commentary actually. Because I actually, well, not accidentally, but I binged the rest of the WOD pack off stream. Just kind of felt like it. Anyways, I'm going to shoot all these switches to kind of skip this fight. Fight's pretty interesting. The tiles fall down once you step on it, and they come back after a little bit. But unfortunately, it's really easy to cheese, so we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. Anyways, y'all might be sleeping on this WOD. I know you guys love looking at your beautiful colors and stuff, but this is a great one. Maybe you aren't sleeping on it though. I'm not too sure. So, anyways, this is a post commentary, so I guess let's talk about what I'm doing. So here I'm just trying to get the cybers to get like infighting well. The cybers really never win this outside area, at least in my runs, so just trying to get these cybers to do as much damage as possible and then go back to the last room I was in. So now we're back at this room. There's usually a lot of enemies on here, and I forgot to turn off the time use command. Yeah, so it's good to have the rocket launcher here. This way you don't gotta wait for everything to spawn in. And everything outside should be killing each other. If you're lucky. And here, one reason I kept the Remnant alive is because it's way easier to kill now. Alright. Now we're out of there. So, then the cleanup here was pretty good, I guess. I would have preferred the cybers have fought more, but they tried their best. is the rest of the cleanup. Which wasn't that bad, actually. And last two enemies are right here. So yeah, there it is. Map 24, done in 5 minutes and 22 seconds. And I'm not going to try to pronounce that name. So I'll see you. Alright, map 25. This map is quite chaotic. So first, I want to grab the skull key. That's going to spawn some arch files up there, but we don't really got to worry about them. I'm going to grab that rocket launcher, and then we can go straight to the final fight, right? Really quick. And here, you're going to want to press all these buttons, or at least, like, I think, enough? Not sure. It doesn't seem like you get to press all of them, but I could be wrong. This is very dangerous to do. Like rushing. But at the same time, you're only like a minute in. Not even. So once you press all those switches, you'll be teleported. Not teleported. You'll have a lot more room to work with. Here, it's just not messing up. Yeah, basically just circle around here, grab the ammo. It does get a bit tricky after a bit, but you know that's just part of the game. Eventually I took that rocket. That rocket kind of screwed me for a bit because I wasn't really able to grab any megaspheres for a while. There's the one megasphere here, but it's in the pile of all the cybers. So I was slowly working towards that. Oh, there we go. Anyways, somehow all the enemies in the down part died, which I found very interesting. So anyways, we're gonna grab our Berserk secret, which is behind this door, and then we're gonna exit. And there we are. I'm not pronouncing that, done 4 minutes and 22 seconds.
Map of the 26er.
we go. So we're in map 31 here. That secret map. And here is actually quite a fun map. Now this is a mix-up of, I think, the three secret maps. Yeah, not including map 34. But this map does lead to the last secret map. So anyways, if you don't shoot in this beginning, you won't spawn those enemies. And then you can just kind of wait for that thing to go down. And then here, it's a bit of parkour, but you can grab this dark skull key pretty smoothly. Yeah, this is the map 32, the Miyagi map with that was actually decently hard. And then we got the Brendandel map 33 map right here, the hardest map in the WOD. And here we got the hardest map in, well, hardest fight in this map. So you want to make sure to grab that backpack. We're gonna have a bunch of Archvile spam. But this time they all wake up at once. And you give it an invuln, but it doesn't last long enough for you to kill them, all of them. So what I do here is I kind of hide in this little cell here, if I can get there. And just kind of let them come out to me, take pot shots, peekaboo if I need to. Yep. Now this is where it gets real dangerous, because you have about 1 megasphere to work with extra. And you have to push through these archviles somehow. And it's easier said than done. So on the exact opposite side of this, there's another invuln. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't really remember how I survived here, so I'm kinda curious what I did. Let's see how I survived this. Yeah, at this point, you're really running low on health usually. Oh, and then the cybers are there. That's a good sign. Wow, so at this point I just go for it? Oh, wow. That was not a good place to go. Okay. Yeah, that somehow worked out for me. And press these switches. There's an extra megasphere somewhere. Yep, just barely saw it. And I'll use that to kill these cybers. Now, once you beat that fight, it's definitely the hardest part by far. And you can pretty much guarantee your victory as long as you don't do something stupid. just 9 more enemies and 1 more secret. So, by the way, once you press those switches and grab this key, you'll be able to grab that key and you can open the secret area, which is the secret exit to map 34. And last enemies were right here, but there's a little imp hiding. And there we are. Map 26, I think? And there we are. Secret exit. Triality done in 6 minutes and 20 seconds. So, I will see you on the secret map. Alright, map 34. Get ready for a decently long one. This map is quite puzzly. Not puzzle is in like the normal sense, but it's like kind of difficult to figure out what you need to do or where everything is, because there's 12 secrets. So yeah. I was pretty happy with this run actually, though. There's a lot of parkour in this map. I messed up a few times at the end. However, probably just lost me a minute or something. Oh, never mind, I messed up there too, okay. But it's not a big mess up. So yeah, this is a map by Ravendesk, and Ravendesk is honestly one of my favorite mappers. But this isn't really my style of map. I'm not really a big fan of the super, you gotta remember a whole bunch of stuff things. But it does play pretty well. And once you get it memorized, it's actually pretty interesting. So there, I kind of whiffed my first shot. You'll notice in this map that ammo is pretty non-abundant. So you're gonna see me try to use it to the best of my ability. And to be honest, I didn't even know where I couldn't find most of the secrets in this map. So I ended up watching Phoenix's demo on this. So shout out to Phoenix for helping me figure out what I'm doing here. And here we're gonna go on to the next part. Now this is by far the most deadliest part of the map, so you want to get this done as soon as possible. We got about like 10 shots of ammo, or 11, and you have 2 archviles to deal with and 2 revenants. Now this can go really bad. Kind of just depends how the archviles play. And yeah, definitely the hardest part. Now you gotta be careful when killing these revenants, because archvile will revive them. And what I like to do is get one of the archviles to hit a revenant. That is the best thing that can happen for you. And I was completely out of shells here. I used a bit more ammo than I usually do, so I had to pistol this Kako. Now this Kako, if you don't kill it now, you'll have to kill it later, so I'd rather just kill it now. And there is a bit of a soft lock on this map, so if you press that little elevator and then press the switch, that elevator will forever not go up all the way, so make sure not to do that. Then you can jump down over here, press the switch, and then get this chain gun. Now that switch will make you get an elevator, so you don't have to do that path every time. And now for an interesting part. So there's a mine killing thing, but the only way to activate it is through going here. And we have a little bit of an arch file mess here. So, want to go quick. A little bit scary there on that last part. And now we'll be able to kill the cyber. So we can open it up all the way. I think he was kind of being mean here. It took a while to hop in. Yeah. Yeah, look at that. Just stalling. And time for another one of these secrets. These secrets I'm really not a big fan of because the elastic collision. And here we go. We got a skull key, which we can use to get the berserk later and to exit. Now this part is pretty easy to mess up on. And once you do that, you'll be able to get over here. Now, luckily this map has some pretty good music, which makes it much more enjoyable for a long map. Long maps gotta have good music. It's just how it is. Anyways, we're over here. Gonna grab the BFG. And we gotta use these sparingly. And here, there's a little secret. Go over here. And then we'll make it here. Now that technically isn't a secret, but it's really useful. So here we're gonna just kill this cyber. Yep. And then that'll bring up elevator so we can get there quicker. And now we're gonna grab the secret key. So this part is easy to mess up. So you gotta press this button right when the key is in front of the teleporter. It might take a little bit of practice to get that right, but if you do mess it up, it's not the end of the world. There's two key cards in this map. What was I doing here? I think I was going for the berserk, which I should have done earlier, but bad routing, I guess. Anyways, berserk secret, which is actually really useful in this map. As you can see, I'm gonna punch out this Magubus. And yeah, punching out Magubus is actually one of the best. Their hitbox makes it really hard to hit them. Same with Arachnotrons. But I'd definitely rather punch out a Magubus than a Arachnotron. Right now, this part. So I did have Berserk at this point, so I could have just went for the kill. Just punching them, but decided to get the infighting going. Alright, this part's a bit dangerous because that's cyber. You just gotta find where you can stop at. But luckily you can telefrag the cyber, which isn't the case for all of them. And now you don't want to take the teleporter, you want to go over here. Alright, and now I find if you stay in this corner and walk straight and run, you will land here. And then you can grab the secret. But there's one more secret we gotta grab before leaving this area. Unfortunately, you can't grab both at once. Or maybe you can. Actually, you might be able to. But if you jump there, and then you can grab there. The energy. Alright, now we can use the teleporter up here. And we're done with this area. We're never coming back. So now we can go back to this big area where we telefragged one of the cybers already. And now we can punch out some revenants. Luckily there's a really good spot right here. Revenants are a bit tricky to learn how to punch out, because if they flinch they'll always shoot a rocket, which can really catch you off guard. Alright, and now we're gonna do actually one of the coolest parts of the map. I really like these secrets. So we're gonna have, I think this is the chess puzzle? No, this is the Mahjong puzzle. So, I'm not gonna lie, it says something about join the Yakuza or something. You gotta press these. I'm gonna be honest, I don't understand Mahjong. I never really learned it, so I don't know what's going on there. If someone wants to explain, go ahead. But if you make the right turns, you'll get 100 cells, which is really nice and useful for us. Alright, now on to the biggest fight of the map. So first thing I do is I kill this pain elemental. You don't want to risk anything with pain elementals. And then we're gonna get the cyber going. So usually I did something a bit different with this cyber demon. I kind of went behind him, and that really worked out because I got a one-shot kill on him. That never happens. And to be honest, I shouldn't have used that extra BFG there. That was a complete waste. But yeah, that fight went really smooth there. That cyber, you can't telefrag him, and he's just kind of annoying to kill. So here's a secret right here. I think it's just shells here. Yeah, and some health. So we're done with that area, I think. One here just to grab some ammo. Alright, and now where are we going? Ooh, that wasn't good. Yeah, there's a bit more falls than I remembered. Alright, so now we're going to another secret area. So, before that, we're going to this secret area. This one's super easy to forget about. And this is where I fell a lot. It was just, I don't know, I played this part really bad. So if you go here, you can line up this jump here. And then somehow I missed that, which really sucked. Yeah, this is the worst part of my run here. And then I miss again. Spoilers. I don't know how. That jump was never hard for me in practice. So I definitely did underestimate that jump. Also, this map really feels like it took some inspiration from Hardfest Map 11. But at least the bottom floor isn't damaging. Alright, there we are. Secret backpack. All that for something I'm not even gonna use. So then we're gonna go to the secret area here. Now this part is quite scary. You have to two-shot this cyber. Luckily he was pretty nice to me. So that's where you can get your other brown key at. If you missed the other one. And we're just gonna clear this part out. Alright, now time for secret area. The key card. Care for a game. Archvile invited you to play chess. And basically you have to checkmate the enemy. So here you choose what you're moving and then where you want to move. So I moved that queen to g8, I think. And then this piece into f7. That checkmates the king. And if you do that, you get a megasphere, but I don't know why my megasphere was not working. In practice, it was fine. So here's the last cyber demon. This cyber demon is very scary. Luckily, I've never died to him, but also I was trying to get the cells there, but I fell, so I had to do this part with one less BFG. And yeah, this part went pretty bad. Ended up having to shotgun him, but I think it was fine overall. But yeah, this is where that one BFG shot I wasted would have come in handy. I forgot there were some shells right there. And luckily, I believe he died right after that. So there we are. Map 34. Luckily that that thing comes down, or else I would have just soft locked myself. So from here you can use your skull keys to leave. I believe you only need 2 of them, but we're going for UV max anyways. And there we are. Fool's Valley by Ravendesk, done in 20 minutes and 49 seconds. And we will continue with map 27 next.